Welcome back. All right, well today we are going to look at a different kind of plugin, and as I've mentioned repeatedly, plugins come in three flavors. Number one, there are plugins that run in the background that are, I'm going to go to install plugins here so you can see them, that run in the background, keeping your site from spam, backing up your site, and handling your SEO. Flavor number two, plugins that create things like a contact form on your site, so they're visible on your site. And flavor number three, shortcodes. All right, what is a shortcode? Well, we looked at shortcodes very briefly when we looked at contact form 7, and I said, hey guys, this is a shortcode, and you're going to paste it into a widget, or you're going to paste it into your page, and it's going to give you a contact form with no effort on your part. So shortcodes are little mini programs that look and work just like HTML tags. They do everything that you need to make your website look good typographically, design-wise, because our plain vanilla type in page formatting, honestly, it just doesn't look that good. And here's a good example. Okay, so here's a page that I've created, Top Trends in Web Design 2018. So this is actually, it's actually an article by someone else, so I gave him credit. Here's what it looks like in the visual view. And here's what it looks like on the page. Not very interesting, is it? So we're going to change all that in WordPress by using shortcodes. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a plugin, and the plugin is full of shortcodes. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So we're working on flavor number 3, shortcodes, which are a type of plugin that gives you all kinds of cool things for the design of your website. And the number one shortcode plugin is this, Shortcodes Ultimate. So there are lots of shortcode plugins. Some of your themes will have shortcodes built in. So before you go looking for a plugin, look at your theme and see if it has any shortcodes itself. Most of the paid themes do, and the free themes don't. So we are going to install Shortcodes Ultimate. Now before I installed Shortcodes Ultimate, I took a look at my theme and I had a look and said, you know what, are there any shortcodes built in? Well, how would I know that? Well, I'm going to go to Edit Page. First, I could check the theme's documentation. That would be smart. But I have this called the toolbar toggle. So this is the minimum and the maximum that I can do, and if shortcodes were available, it would say add shortcode. See, right now it says add media. It would give me a list of shortcodes that I could add. All right, so we are going to activate Shortcodes Ultimate, and we are going to start making website pages that actually look good. Okay, so there it is. I'm just going to go ahead and close this so I'm working with one window at a time. And I'm going to refresh it. Lo and behold, insert shortcode. So let's see what sort of goodies we have to play around with here. Wow, okay, so we can filter them by type, content, box, media, gallery, data, and other. Or we can look at all of them. So right now we're looking at everything, and this is a bit overwhelming. Shortcodes Ultimate is really awesome, and I encourage you to work with it. I am going to look at content, shortcodes for content. So see, it grays out some of the ones. You can still select them. But so I can have a heading, a divider, a list, a spacer, a drop cap, a button, dummy text, which we don't want actually, a highlight, a frame, a table, dummy image. That can be actually fairly useful. We might use that in this because I don't have an image yet for my page, and I need one. Okay, so we're first going to do a real easy one. We're going to put in a drop cap. Okay, So we can choose the style, flat, light, simple, or default. I'm going to go with the default style and see if I like it. And here's the size. Now the size is going to be in lines. So the default is 3. And the content is, I'm actually going to put the letter A. So I just happen to know that that is going to be the letter that we want. Okay, so that's how this thing works. But before I actually add the shortcode, I'm going to place my cursor where I want the shortcode to go. And this is a drop cap, so I want it to go as the first letter of the first paragraph, and that happens to be the letter A. So here we go. Insert shortcode, drop cap. We're going to go with the default for now. The content is A. It automatically took the letter I had highlighted, and I'm going to put in insert shortcode. All right, well, check this out. Doesn't that look like an HTML tag to you? So we have the straight bracket, and then we have SU underscore drop cap, straight bracket, the letter A, and then we have slash SU underscore drop cap and the 2 straight brackets. So now let's go ahead and update that, and let's see what we have. Let's view our page and see what that did. Hey! So there's our drop cap. Now let's go back and let's put in a couple other shortcodes into this page. So I like our drop cap. Our drop cap looks pretty good. I'm not 100% sure on where it's making the line break here, but that's something I'm going to worry about later. But we definitely want a shortcode for this list. So we want a good looking list. Okay, so we're going to go back to Edit Page. And by the way, you can use shortcodes in both visual and text mode. Either one will do. Okay, but now let's go here. I'm going to add a list right here. Okay, so remember all the coding we had to do for a list? Well, we don't have to do that anymore. We're just going to insert a shortcode. So I'm going to filter by content, and I'm going to use list shortcode. And I get to choose the icon, and because I don't have any, I might have some icons, but I'm going to use the icon picker. So, boy, we have a lot of cool stuff to choose from here. And I'm going to just choose something simple. So we're talking about trends. So I'm actually going to go for something, I'm going to use this arrow here. Or actually, you know what? I'm going to use this arrow. I think that looks cooler. Okay, the color of the icon, so it'll generate the hex code for us. I am going to go with well, we've got that green. I guess I'm going to go with a Kelly green type of color, even though, to be honest, I don't like the green in my theme, and I'm probably going to change it. So I may change that later. I can do an extra CSS class if I want. I'm not going to bother with that right now. And here's our content. Hallelujah, insert shortcode. Okay, now notice what it did here. SU underscore list icon equals, quote, icon, the name of the icon color gives us the hex code, and those are enclosed in quotation marks. Hey, that looks an awful lot like HTML. It did get rid of my formatting, and because remember, HTML ignores formatting, but I kind of like to have it in there just because. Depth color schemes. Oh, it's drop shadows and. This is the code for ampersand, remember. Drop shadows and depth color schemes, particle backgrounds, mobile first, custom illustrations, big bold typography, grid layouts, integrated animations, and dynamic gradients. And then we have our closing tag /SU list. So I'm going to go ahead and update that. And let's take a look at our page now. So we have 2 shortcodes going on. I'm going to go to View Page. You know what? That didn't work out so well. I may have messed that up. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to just do that again. I think that it wants those to be not in a list, and so I'm going to take out that shortcode, and I'm going to insert it again and see if it changes. I'm going to copy this color, though. I want that color. Okay, here we go. Insert shortcode. If it doesn't work this time, I'm gonna let it go. So icon, chevron circle right, Kelly green, and I'm going to go ahead and insert shortcode, and I'm going to allow it to mess up my work here. I'm going to update that, and let's see if that worked. Okay, so one of the things that you're going to discover is that all themes and all plugins, no, I don't like that at all. All themes and all plugins do not play nicely in the sandbox with one another. So we got to find drop cap, and the way the shortcode is doing the list, I don't like that at all. All right, so let's go back to edit page, and I'm going to go to the visual view. Yeah, I'm taking that one out. All right, however, all is not lost. We're going to go ahead, and I personally feel that I would like a horizontal rule right here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to Insert Shortcode, and I'm going to put in a divider. Okay. Divider color, link color. Actually, you know what? This is actually not what I want. I want a horizontal rule, not a divider. Spacer, drop cap, pull quote list. Hey, maybe I could use a pull quote. That might be a good thing. Okay, all right, so I am looking and working at the same time. So let's say we are going to have, here are 3 web designs that you need to know about in 2018. And let's make that into a pull quote, and let's see how that looks. Maybe I'm going to like that better than a list. Okay, insert shortcode. Let's try that. Align left. Let's see what our options are here. Pretty much align left or right. All right, let's go ahead and insert the shortcode. I'm going to update that, and we're going to see how we like it. So this is all kind of part of the design process. I didn't pre-plan this video, but here's how the shortcode looks here's how the shortcode for a pull quote looks. I like it. It looks fine to me, but I don't want it on that content. I want it somewhere else. All right, so we're going to go back and edit the page. I like this shortcode, but I think I prefer the pull quote to be this. 2017 saw many advancements. And there I'm going to use the closing tag. All right, so I'm going to put this back in. I'm going to go to the text view and put this back into a list format. Since it says one of the trends is big bold typography, I think I'm going to try some big bold typography at some point on this site. All right, so I'm going to update that. Now this is the pull quote. I didn't have to go back into insert shortcode. I already inserted it. I just moved it around. All right, let's view the page and see if we like that. It's okay. I'm okay with it. I'm going to leave it. And One thing I would like to do is, here are 3 web design trends you need to know about in 2018. I think I'd like to bring that out and make it bigger and bolder. So I can do that a number of different ways. One easy way for me to do that would be to simply use what's built in, so I could use a heading style. Let's see if we have a shortcode that I like. Oh, hey, what do you know? There's this heading style. Okay, so I'm gonna, yep, I have this highlighted. I'm gonna go to Insert Shortcode and go to Heading. Okay, style default size 13. Align center, we want this aligned left. Margin 20, content, I'm gonna insert it, I can always play with it later. Update, and let's see how our page looks. So again, this is all part of the design process. Yeah, that is ugly. I do not like that at all. But what I don't like about it is very simply how it's placed. I don't like where it's placed. So I'm going to put this text above the pull quote. I'm going to edit the page. Okay, so now I am working with the design, and even though content-wise that heading made sense before the list, I actually want it to be above the pull quote. So I'm going to go ahead and update that. Let's see if we like it any better. View page. Okay, I like that. Okay, so I like this heading. It's interesting. I'm going to leave it for now, and I'm going to just see, so I'm creating a visual hierarchy on my page. And so I have my pull quote here, I have my list here. I'd still like to spice that up a bit, and I would like to italicize this, and I'd like to bold this as a digital medium. So I'm going to go back to Edit Page. And remember, I don't need to do a shortcode for everything, but for my text, as a digital medium, I am going to bold that so it gives me the strong tag, codes it for me. You can also code it yourself. And we'll update that. And I am going to code a list. So as you can see, the reason my list plugin didn't work is I'm thinking it's actually because I didn't code a list for my shortcode. That might have been the reason. All right, so I'll use an ordered list, and I'm just going to code it by hand because it's easier for me. So I need a list item, and I need the closing list item, and I'm just going to copy and paste them. So it'll insert that for me, but quite frankly, it's easier to copy and paste. So I'm going to put in all the opening tags. Then I'm going to put in all the closing tags. Copy, paste. Okay. Oh, and I have 2 ordered list tags. That's no good. I want a closing list item tag. Ooh, I messed up. Guys, you need extra credit for this. If you call me out on this mess up here, you can claim your extra credit point. Okay, so I've coded an HTML ordered list. I'm going to go ahead and update that, and let's see how the page looks now. We'll view the page. Okay, I wanted to put this in italic and probably in bold. So I have this in bold. That looks nice. Go back, edit the page, and I'm going to use the author's name. I'm going to place that in bold as well, and italic. So I'm going to use the M tag. Close that out. Update that. And let's view the page. Okay, so there's a couple things that are bugging me about this page. One, this weird space. Two, I'm not 100% happy with how the type breaks here, but that gives you an idea of how shortcodes work and how to install them and what the top plugin is for shortcodes. So I'm going to end it here, and we are going to pick this back up at a different time and add some more content and media to our website. All right, thanks for watching, and I hope that helped.